Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sharia Maurice, and today I am sharing with you my preschool curriculum picks for the 2022-2023 homeschool year. So if you're interested in seeing what I've chosen, then hit that thumbs up button and let's get right into it. So I say curriculum picks kind of loosely because while you'll see in my choices that some of them are in fact curriculum, others I've kind of pulled from various sources to kind of create my own preschool curriculum. So first of all, it would be helpful for you to know that whenever I talk about preschool, I'm really talking about my 2-year-old who's going to be 3 in January and my 4-year-old who's going to be 5 in January. So 3 to 5, 2 to 4, you know, that general area, okay? So my 2-year-old, this is very loose stuff for her. Like, only recently has she been asking to do stuff for school after she sees her siblings do their lessons. So I just kind of pull from what I've got here and I spend maybe like 5 minutes at most. That's pretty much her attention span working with her on some of these things that I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'll kind of explain to you what exactly I do for her. Now my 4-year-old, she's full on in school. She's doing her math and her reading and she's like, she just loves it. She's always been chomping at the bit to do school, and her younger sister is following that same trajectory by also, you know, wanting to do school after she sees her siblings do it. So I like to give to them whenever they're interested because school is fun, and I want to continue to foster that idea that school is fun. It's not laborious, and it's not something that we have to do, even though we don't want to do it, even though that's the case sometimes. But whenever they ask to do school, I'm definitely on board to give that to them. So this is all of the stuff that I am doing for my 2 and 4-year-old, going to be 3 and 5 this school year. So the first thing I'll start off with is our language arts. My 4-year-old girl, she is doing the Level K primer from The Good and the Beautiful. Now this is an old version. They've replaced this with kindergarten prep, I believe. And I already had the primer, and so I just thought, well, it worked well for us, for my son, and I already have it, and I'm just gonna go forward and use it with my daughter. And so we are just a couple lessons in, and she's doing great with it, and she loves it. I'm taking this slowly, so we're only doing like 1 or 2, I think we're doing 1 lesson a week. And usually that 1 lesson is broken down into 2 days. So we're taking it really slowly for her, but it's been perfect. She loves it. She always loves her reading lessons. So that's for my 4-year-old specifically. My 2-year-old definitely doesn't do that. This is also specifically for my 4-year-old, and that is the Good and the Beautiful Math Level K. She did the preschool course last year. We loved it. She, you know, has totally advanced from that program, and so I wanted to keep the rhythm going. But I don't want to move her too quickly, so we're going to be only doing half of this book this school year. So she just does 2 lessons a week at most, I believe, and that's been perfect for her. It's also on paper because it's a PDF version. I don't actually have the book, so I print out the pages as we work through them. So there's that. So that's from my 4-year-old daughter. And now when my 2-year-old asks to do lessons, the first thing that I will do with her is I will pull out this little printout that I got from the preschool, but Good and the Beautiful curriculum. And it's just the alphabet. And I will work through the alphabet with her. We'll just talk about the letter and the sound. And I'll say, this is A, it says A, and she'll repeat after me. And we'll go through the alphabet and that's it. And this is the very basic way that I have introduced basic reading skills to all 3 of my children, and it has worked wonderfully. Before I used flashcards. This year, since I already have this printed out and it's pretty and it's already on a clipboard ready to go, I just use this and I just work through this with my 2-year-old, and she repeats after me and we move on. She doesn't say all of the sounds perfectly. She cannot say the Z for Z or the V for V, and it's really cute to see her try, but we're laying the foundation, and it'll be good for her to have that foundation when we do ultimately start her language arts curriculum. So this is for my 2-year-old. Next, this is also for my 2-year-old. This is what I use for her writing. She can color. That's basically what she does for her writing practice. I don't have any specific writing curriculum for any of my children really, but for my 2-year-old, when she wants to practice doing school or anything like that, For her writing, I'll let her color. But if she loses interest in coloring, or if she wants to do what she sees her sister doing, I will pull this out and I will make a letter and show her how to do it. And then I'll have her take her little finger and I'll trace it over with her. And then I'll let her do it on her own. And that way she's getting the feel for how you write letters with your whole hand. She's getting the sensory feel of it. This is just a Crayola doodle board, I think. I don't know what it's called. We got it for Christmas a couple years ago, and it's really good for this kind of, practice. So mostly she makes her own little, squiggles and stuff like that, but it's just another fun way to practice her handwriting, if you want to call it that. And now for my 4-year-old, like I said, I haven't done a handwriting curriculum with any of my children except for my oldest, and I quickly did away with the handwriting curriculum after we finished his first curriculum book, because I realized it just wasn't worth the money to purchase a curriculum, because it's so simple to simply do copy work. This is an example of what my 4-year-old daughter is doing. I just printed these sheets off. I don't even know where I got them, but there's so many out there. You can get a blank sheet of paper and print off, lined paper like this. I don't even know the size. It's pretty big. And I'll see if I can leave a link for you of what I use specifically down in the description box below so that you can print it off if you want to do this. But I just write the letter that she's going to be practicing. I show her how I do it, and then I have her copy it and do as best as she can do. She wanted to do like 3 of each, but I don't make her do that. Like, this is an example of her letter C. I just have her copy it once. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's only copying it 5 times. And then I circle her best work, tell her great job, and then we're done. And that's it. And so for my daughter, for my 4-year-old, we're working through this first half of the school year with capital letters. And then the second half of the school year will be all lowercase letters. And then we'll go on from there. And so that's pretty much how we do copy work, how we do handwriting. It's really that simple. So that is that. Now, this, I pull from various resources and things like that to create the work and curriculum and stuff that I have my children go through. And so one of those sources of inspiration is the Gentle Classical Preschool curriculum. I just looked at and saw what it is that they include in each of those weeks and how they gear it towards 2 to 4-year-olds. And I took what I liked and I left what I didn't, and I created my own. And so one of those things that they included or recommended was this book, Big Thoughts for Little People, ABCs to Help You Grow, by Kenneth N. Taylor. And this is just a part of our devotional. So it's just an alphabetical devotional that we do during our Bible time. So this is actually for all of my children, my 6-year-old included. We include this in our Bible time in the morning during breakfast, and this counts as their, Bible time. So that's for everyone. It's technically a preschool book that I got from the Gentle Classical Preschool, but I applied it however I want. And so then some other things that curriculum included were things like Mother Goose. And this is actually also from Ambleside Online. So it's perfect because my 2 and 4-year-old are too young to be doing Ambleside Online. They're kind of doing it alongside my son by listening to our history stories and our geography stories and things like that during meal times. But this is specifically for the youngers so that they can get the, just the fun, wonderful tales that come from Mother Goose and other such nursery rhymes and things like that. So this is The Real Mother Goose, recommended from Ambleside Online and further recommended from the Gentle Classical Preschool. So there's that. And then this last thing that I wanted to share with you is specifically for my 2-year-old. And of course, my olders love to be involved in everyone else's business. So it's for them as well, but mostly it's geared towards my 2-year-old. And the inspiration behind it was from the curriculum 5 in a row, or before 5 in a row, or whatever 5 in a row is all about. I've never actually bought 5 in a row, so I can't say for certain. But from what I've seen on YouTube through, flip throughs and things like that, and how some people have scheduled out their 5 in a row lessons, basically they have book recommendations, and you can pull together a whole unit study centered around this one book. You can learn the subject of math, spelling, science, writing, everything, history, all out of this book that they recommend. And then they give you all sorts of activities and things for each subject so that you can do that. So they have before 5 in a row, and then 5 in a row, and something else, I don't know. And you read this same book for 5 days in a row, and you do a corresponding lesson for each subject. And you get to pick those, you get to pull it together and all of that stuff. So I looked into that curriculum and I thought it was really neat. I love books. I love learning from books and not just textbooks or, various things like that. I'm a big Ambleside Online fan, and so, we do all of our learning through books and reading good material and things like that. And so I liked the idea of 5 in a row. I didn't like the price point on it. So I decided to create my own sort of 5 in a row hack, if you will. And so they actually have some free resources on the website 5 in a row. I will link that down below if you want to look into it. But one of those resources was like this lap book thing. I don't know what you call it. I forget what they call it, but I'll link it for you down below. And it's a printout of activities and things that can correspond to some of the books that they have. So it's like really getting a free 5 in a row lesson without having to get the whole 5 in a row curriculum. So the first book that I have decided to do with that goal in mind is Blueberries for Sal by Robert McCloskey. We love this book. We love Robert McCloskey. We have, the duckling, Make Way for Ducklings, we've read this multiple times, but I wanted to gear it specifically in a 5 in a row style for my 2-year-old. So what I've done is I pulled this book off of our shelf. I didn't have to go purchase it or get it from the library, just what we had. So I'm working with what we got here. And then what I did is I just found this little planner activity thing off of Hands-On As We Grow. It's just a little printable activity planner. And it's got Monday through Sunday, which I don't even need all of those. I just need Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then it's got a supply list over here. You could do this on a piece of paper. You don't even need a printout. But I already had this. I had planned on it a couple years ago and pulled it back up. And I'm like, well, this would be perfect for this kind of thing for planning. So I did it. And so I'm taking that same concept and I'm applying it, or the same 5 in a row concept where you plan activities for each day, to the book, Blueberries for Sal. And so I just came up with some ideas. So of course, each day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, that's when we do school, I'm going to read the book. I'll do it during our morning basket. And then I have just different activities. So one of those for my 2-year-old will be blueberry counting. So I'll just have a bowl of blueberries and we'll practice counting them, and then she can eat them as she goes. And I know that she can count to 5. I think she can count to 10. If we can get any further than that, that's great. If not, that's great too. It's just a little activity for my 2-year-old. She's 2. So just something for her to do that's fun, and it's school-ish related, right? And then for poetry tea time, we can make blueberry muffins that afternoon. Then the next day, we'll read the book, and then we'll do blueberry counting again, but we'll go blueberry picking. So I'll take the little blue pom-pom puffball type things, scatter them around our living room, give her a little bucket or a bowl, and have her go pick blueberries and count how many she picks. So you get it. You get those kind of things where it's just, this is what Sal does in the book. He goes and picks blueberries. And so that's really what I'm doing. The other thing is make a paper bear craft. So I found online on Pinterest a little printout here where you can make a bear paper bag puppet. So I printed that off and I have a little, things ready. She can just color it. We'll cut it out and put it on the brown paper bag, and she'll have a little bear, because in the book there is a bear and his little cub, or mother bear and her cub, and they go blueberry picking as well. So it all correlates to the story. And that's what I loved about 5 in a row, is that you do these different activities based on the story. So it kind of brings the story to life, which I thought was really cool. So I'm like, I can do that. And so here we are. This is what I'm doing. And then I said that 5 in a Row had this little activity sheet. So I printed out a lot of the things that I was interested in. Like there's a poem, there's a couple of poems. So we'll read these during our poetry tea time. So it's not all happening all at once. It's happening over the course of the day and over the course of the week. There's a little finger play rhyme thing that we can do, and you know, that kind of finger play. And then there's a blueberry counting game. So I'm gonna use this sheet for her little pom-poms, and she can, you know, put the little pom-poms on the blueberries and count how many blueberries she has. And then this is just, you know, interesting tidbits about bears. So you can learn about, you know, science or the natural world, right? So it's that kind of thing. I got this off of 5 in a Row. They had a free thing. So I'm gonna try and link that below for you if you're interested in doing the same thing. But so really I just pulled this all together. This is like a little flap book. She can color it. There's different kind of bears, polar bears, black bears, brown bears. You get the idea. It all centers around the book, Blueberries for Sal, and it's all just a simple little activity that I can do with my 2-year-old because she's interested in doing school. And so this will kind of give her something to do. Of course, my olders will want to do it too. And so it'll all just be a fun thing that we can do together, but it's also a educational activity. So that is all that I have for my preschoolers, 2 to 4, 3 to 5, that general preschool range. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the little bell icon so that you can be notified of my newest videos, and I will see you in the next one.